As time goes on, the Gift of Pain and Leverage combo has become more and more common to see. But one thing that I've noticed time and time again is that people do not understand how to use this combo correctly. Let's explain the two perks first. Leverage's effect is simple. It makes whoever unhooks a survivor have halved healing speed for 30 seconds. Scourge Hook, Gift of Pain, applies 3 effects to any survivor unhooked from a Scourge Hook: Mangled, Hemorrhage, and a healing and repair debuff when that survivor is fully healed. Most people seem to think that the minor increase in time that it takes to become healed from Mangled is why you'd run that perk, and that's why the combo is redundant, and you can just run Leverage on its own for a similar effect. In reality, the other 2 effects are much more strong. Hemorrhage makes survivors lose all healing progress when a heal is interrupted. With the increased time from Leverage, you can finish a chase that you're currently in before returning to Hook and still interrupting that heal. That'll cause all the time they've spent healing to be wasted. If they're 10 or more seconds into an interrupted heal, that means between the 2 of them, you're wasting 20 plus seconds of survivor time that could have been spent on a generator. Compare that to Pain Resonance's 20% regression that's only used 4 times per match. Assuming you're going for the rescuer after an unhook, that injured survivor will be easy prey later on, and if they're ever healed, then the healing speed and generator repair speed debuff will still be applied. If you want to use this combo, you'll have to have a playstyle where you're comfortable interrupting that heal. If you're not, then just slowing that heal with Leverage is probably good enough on its own. Of course, there's a counter to this combo, which is the survivors not healing at all. However, that's a best case scenario for us today. We're playing the Dredge, and we're using the Malthinker's Skull along with the Broken Doll. The former increases the rate at which we gain Nightfall for every injured survivor, while the latter increases the duration of Nightfall. If survivors don't heal, then we'll get very frequent Nightfalls, and during Nightfall the Dredge is undetectable and gets additional info with Killer Instinct, making sneaking up on survivors easy. Survivors who don't heal will be a free down for us. For the rest of the build, we're going to be running 2 solid support perks. Scourge Hook, Jagged Compass, highlights the generator with the most progress in yellow after hooking a survivor on a white Scourge Hook. With this, we'll always know where to pressure even if the survivors have blocked aura reading from perks like Distortion. However, the secondary effect turns any regular hook into a Scourge Hook when the survivor is unhooked from it. Because this effect is always applied first, that means our Gift of Pain Leverage combo will work no matter what, even if there's no Scourge Hook nearby. Our final perk is Pop Goes the Weasel. While not the strongest slowdown perk on its own, combined with Jagged Compass, we'll always know which generator has the most progress to get the maximum value from it. Now there's a couple other perks that synergize very well with this build, but I'll get into more detail with that after the games. For now, let's just get to it. Okay, Wrecker's Yard. This is my first Dredge game of the day. In fact, this is my first Dredge game in a while, so hopefully I'm not too rusty. I actually kind of like this map. It's kind of balanced. You know, it's not like so many of the really terrible maps for Dredge. There's a second survivor on that generator, but I'm going to chase the Aurelia over here. Gotta be a little smart here because I've noticed that, oh man, I was too busy talking. I was not trying to teleport there. I've noticed that Aurelia players tend to be pretty good. So, I gotta be on my toes. Man, actually missing that drop instead of a teleport was actually pretty bad for me. Okay, let's see how to handle this here. Okay, they're gonna head back over to the same loop. So they're just probably going to link these 2 loops together here. So I need to be careful with my Remnant. Okay, they made a mistake. I got it hidden. That's nice. They are going to leave. They're probably going to head back over there. So let's slowly push them in the right direction. Oh. Okay, look. Look. I'm not normally this bad. Okay, this is my warm-up game. Alright? Alright, so, oh, man. Actually, missing that hit there is... That's really going to throw me off. I'm going to have to, lock in a little bit here. We are playing this really terrible tile. which is probably going to work out for them since they've been winning all the 50-50s so far. Okay, oh, that swing was actually almost a little late too. Okay, quick pickup. Oh, got someone trying for a flashlight. I see that they don't have background player though, so they weren't able to get an angle. And that actually means that they've been probably following me around the entire game at this point, which is why we haven't had any gens pop. The other two survivors are probably powering them out though, so I expect one any second. And right here, this is where it kind of hurts not having the Automarian writing. They have that faster. Oh, that was too back to back. Dang. Kind of to be expected. That first chase was definitely too long for us. This is where it hurts, like not having that Automarian writing. They have the shorter cooldown on your power. You just really want to have that power up like all the time. And I think I want to get her to run this way. She's gonna move around. Okay, she's heading over here. This is a pretty strong loop. I'm gonna get her to Oasis Palette. Okay, I don't know why that stunned me. Now I'm gonna teleport back and see if I can interrupt that heal. Okay, I could not. They had very fast heal there actually, so they must have brought some like unhook healing perks. But however, we can still head in this direction. Yoink! The power on Nightfall right there. You just know that she was not expecting me. And I see a survivor trying to hide over here. And in Nightfall, their aura is white and easy to see. Although I guess it's less of an aura and more of like an outline or something, right? Yeah, whatever. Ooh, they're healing here. We interrupt that. They're trying to take a body block, which makes sense. The Aurelia does have the Gift of Pain effect on them right now. So if they get hit, they will lose that effect. I am not going to pick right up. Okay, yeah, you know what? I will take the free hit here. Now, I was hoping to take Shack Palette, but no such luck. Okay, they run off. Let's pick up. Is basement here? It is here, okay. Now, these aren't Scourge hooks, but thanks to Jagged Compass, once they're unhooked from them, they will become Scourge hooks. Or at least just the front one. We don't care about not seeing the generator aura because that generator has plenty of progress. I'm happy to kick in. Oh, hi. You really should not be here right now. I get that you want that unhook, but you probably should be a little bit more patient than that. Okay, they drop this and they run around. They're going to leave the loop, okay. This is kind of an awkward place to use my power around. Ooh, and there's the moment I really wish I had Enduring. Oh, look, you know, she's got that perk, oh, I forget whose perk it is. The one that hides your scratch marks after a stun, I think. Huh. Oh, luckily we kept an eye on him. And there is flashlight save number 2. Right like that, that's how you counter those kind of flashlights. You just have to be really, really fast. Now, if they've got background player, that's a different story, and you gotta play a little bit differently. But in a game like this, if you're fast, then 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna be able to get those saves off. Okay, let's head back over. I doubt they're gonna be healing. Oh, hold on a minute. I think they're in a bad spot here, actually. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, let's do a quick hook here. I don't know if we can interrupt that heal, but we might be able to. Let's see what the locker placement looks like. That one doesn't have a lot of progress. Yeah, my lockers just aren't great right here. At least not in the zone I need them. Let's see. Let's just look around. They got one heal off. Okay, here they are right here. We can at least interrupt the other heal, which is nice. We always swing there. Okay. There's your flashlight. Messed it up. Now look. See this? See how close I am to her now? If she had just ignored the flashlight and just run, she would have made this pallet. And speaking of which, I see someone going for the save, which they should not be doing when they're injured. Another reason that we love to keep people injured here. This is not a Scourge Hook, but I don't think that really matters. We have them so off balance now, just from chaining downs back to back, that I doubt any other generators have any real progress. We did see earlier that that one generator had like not even halfway, so we're okay for the moment. Let's head back in this area. They should be over here trying to reset. Oh, they're going right away for the save, huh? I don't know if that's the best call. Man, another lock blocker. I do miss my caffeine tablets. I run that add-on all the time. The one that highlights lock blockers in yellow. It's so underrated. You get so much value just not teleporting to whatever locker is locked. And it doesn't really matter who I go for right here. Both the Nia and the Aurelia are on Death Hook. So I might as well just hook the Nia. Okay, we're going to break this. We'll head over. We're at the point now that everybody but one survivor is on Death Hook. So hopefully we can just clear out this game. Ooh, nice sprint burst there. Too bad it's not going to help you much. Oh, this gen was almost done. Yeah, Pop is really going to seal it right here. Let's see. Okay. I think I overthought that a bit. That being said, she drops this pallet. Okay, so now there's really nothing she can do. Yeah, she hopes I'd fake it. I am not. I am a patient dredge. We will teleport back to our remnant. Okay, we only have her heartbeat, so we know there's no other survivors nearby for a flashlight save. Let's see if this thing is the one on Death Hook. Okay, it is not. So now everyone else is on Death Hook. Oh, this gen's regressing. Okay, we don't need to use our Pop here. Okay, I just saw... Was that a crow? I can't even tell. Let's head in here. Okay, well, I don't know where anyone else is. We're just going to go for the unhook. Interrupt that heal yet again. Okay, this Fangman definitely has Decisive Strike. Or at least some reason that she wants me to go for her instead. So I'm not going to go for her. I say that's one of the best things I can teach somebody. As a killer, if a survivor wants you to go for them, don't do it. You'll find out 9 times out of 10 that you're going to be playing better because of it. And I know you're over here. There you are. Going for that save. Now you have... Well, I'm not going to say that you've thrown the game by going for all these saves, but you've definitely put yourself and your team in a much worse position. Yeah. There's your amazing flashlight save. Let's put you up on a hook. Okay, so we know where that one Fang is. She is injured though, so she'll be pretty easy to find. Ooh, perfect. This Fang is not injured. Now she is. So now we have both of them injured. We know that they're going to be wasting time healing. Probably trying to hide a little bit, but at least we'll be able to hear them a little bit easier. Is she going to run? She is just going to run. Oh, they're both here. Oh, you know what? I feel kind of bad. Here, you want the flashlight save? You want it? Come on. Come on, come back. No? Oh, here. If you're here, you can have it. Man, I tried to even give it to her and everything. Look, let nobody say that I'm not a kind-hearted monster. Okay, she probably didn't get too far. We saw them just over in this area. Let's see if we can teleport around. Build up our Nightfall a little bit first. That way we get Killer Instinct when we teleport. Ooh, somebody right here, huh? Yeah, not a lot of people know that you can just hide in a locker as Dredge, and it will drastically increase the rate that Nightfall grows. But it's a nice little trick. And there we go. Welcome aboard, Fang. That was a nice, clean game right there. So really, right there, that kind of shows what you can do when you have these perks together, and you kind of play in the same way I did. Even if you have a bad start, if you can throw the survivors off balance, they'll be playing a catching up game the entire game. And if they were to just power through generators, that would still be in our favor. We'd still be able to get them really easily as soon as we hit Nightfall. And we would hit Nightfall even more frequently, thanks to them all being injured. But yeah, worked out nice and neat, despite the map offering. Ooh, aren't we lucky? Greenville Square. Much better than Garden of Joy. Okay, so the trick for this map, you just sort of ignore the generator in the main building, and you ignore the generator on the far side, and just handle 5 generators in the middle, and you're going to have a pretty easy time, most of the time. That being said, we know the survivors did spawn over here, so we can chase one, at least in this general direction. See if we can cut them off. I was checking out the hours of a couple of survivors in this game, and they're pretty high, so I'm hoping we get some good chases here. You see this ace greeds the pallet like a lot of experienced aces do. And they're running into a little bit of a dead zone. This pallet is super unsafe, so not much they can do here. They probably should have tried to head back to Shack. But even then I would not have been too afraid. Shack is, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's a lot easier on Dredge than a lot of killers. Okay, this gen is the most progress. Okay, I'd love to pop it, but I see that they just probably put a blast mine on it. So I'm going to ignore that stun and instead see if I can get a hit in. Also doesn't have a ton of progress. And like I said, if this gen gets done, I'm not super worried about it. Okay, they got the unhook. She is going to Shack. Let's see how she's going to play this. Probably shouldn't have swung there, but worth a shot. I'm going to drop my remnant facing this way. Now if she runs back in the Shack or she runs around, we'll be able to get her. She is going inside. Okay, so she's aware of my remnant placement. So I'm going to reposition it on the outside of the building here. Okay, yeah, she anticipates that too. Okay, okay, she knows how to play against Dredge. I'll give her that. Where is she going? She's going... okay, she's going to this area here. If she goes towards the main building, I might have to drop her. That was a little bit too slow there, too. Okay, she doesn't make this. She's running back into the map. Okay, that's good. Any pallets we can use up in the center now will be very good for us later on. They get that first gen done. They probably have at least one more that's close. Yeah, that one has a decent amount of progress. And she is acting as if she has dead hard, but she does not because she has not been hooked yet. Okay, where can I hook her? I just put her here. Turning this into a Scourge hook will be nice for us later on. I'm happy to pop this one. Looks like it was slightly above 50%. Let's break this locker. Let's break this locker. And ever since that last patch came out and bugged like half the killers on the roster, breaking your locks on lockers has this like weird delay to it. Okay, decent amount of progress here. I'm just going to pop this over grasses slightly. Let me get a free hit on the Jeff, who didn't know I was kicking the gen. Wait a minute, are they going to main building? Yeah, let's just head back over here. My gut's telling me this is the area we want to push from. Now, I was not expecting her to run into me, but it works out pretty well for us. Okay, she's not going to Shack. Yeah, she's trying to play one of these pals that's just not going to work against the Dredge. Okay, a shame that one just popped. That one was the one that was pretty close, I believe. The Shack one, I think? Oh no, it was not the Shack one. Okay. Let's look around. Okay, we saw that this one turned yellow. That's actually a little trick you can do with Jagged Compass, that if you like kick a generator that has the #1 progress and it regresses to below #1, if Jagged Compass is still active, it'll then highlight the generator that now has the most progress. And that was the most obvious dead hard of my entire life. She was running into a dead zone, she was looking behind her, we all knew it was coming. We're going to teleport over here. They're not healing, they're just going to run. That's fine by me. Back to this Jeff. But first, I'm going to pop this generator. I need to break this pallet. Having this area around this active generator that we know that they're trying to pressure be a bit of a dead zone is going to help us out later on, I bet. Ooh, wrong place, wrong time. She doesn't make it there. Oh, actually, we got the Jeff here. We haven't hooked the Jeff yet. And we're doing pretty good. Let's chase this Jeff. Now in the lobby, he was the one who had the most hours, so I'm expecting at least a good chase here. Okay, so he's got the most hours playing killer. No, I'm just kidding here. Just because you play the game a lot doesn't mean that you can't make some simple mistakes. That's one thing that I've noticed from a lot of comments, that some people will think that the survivors I play against are like terrible people, or I should say terrible players, just because they mess up in a game or they lose a 50-50. That's not necessarily true. I mean, just because a player has a bad game doesn't make them a bad player. We are chasing the ace again. He's got some good distance on us. We're not going to try to cut down that time by teleporting, because it's just not going to work most of the time. He's back over here. We're happy to play this particular loop. He's going to have to leave it, and he does. He is moving into the main building here. I really don't want to chase main. Let's get a hit in, and then play it by ear. It's funny that that sound effect goes off if you get a hit. You know what, yeah, I'm just going to leave. It's not worth chasing over there. They've already got the fountain generator done, so if they are able to get that main building generator, oh, that gen's regressing. Let's keep looking. Okay, we have him again. This is the Jeff, who's wearing a very stylish jacket. You know what? I'm going to put my remnant down here. Okay, he doesn't vault there. That's fine. Okay, let's see if we can push him right into the remnant. Peekaboo. But you didn't expect that. I love the dredge. He's so much fun. As long as you get a map that's like, that the survivors can't just like run the entire time and avoid loops, dredge feels so good. Okay, this main gen does have progress. Okay, we'll pop it. I don't know. At this point, we have such good pressure on these survivors. You didn't see that? I'll edit that miss out. We have such good pressure on survivors that it really doesn't matter if we do a little bit of pressure on the main building. We're just not going to focus on it, though. I'm happy to interrupt this heal again. And I'm not actually going to tunnel that guy. I'm just going to make a mend. Let's head back over here. And we do indeed predict where she's going. She makes it to this pallet, but this is another very unsafe pallet. And now it's another part of a dead zone. Okay, we'll put him on the Scourge Hook, see which generator has the most progress. And it's main building again. Once again, I don't particularly care if this generator gets done, but I need the pressure of chasing a survivor. So, if that one is still yellow, there's probably a survivor working on it actively. Okay, she's running to this corner. This is a pretty strong pallet. At least against most killers who aren't the dredge. Pick her up. And we'll put them on a hook. I guess this is the best I have. It's not Scourge, but this main gen still probably has the most progress. At this point I might as well pop it. There were two people over here earlier, so I was hoping the one ran back. Actually, you know what? Dead for ice cream. One of these days I'm gonna like stop and actually like read all these posters. So they're kinda neat. Okay, we find the Jeff. Yep, Jeff again. Jeff gives up. Look, man, I get it. It's been a rough game for you guys. I've been, like, practically reading your brains this entire time. I'll let you go next. He's on Deathhook anyway. Okay, now the question is, where are the other two? I think that's both of them, right? Yeah. That is 2 Killer Instincts. We're going to injure the Zarina and then go for the Ace. Once again, survivors are much easier to find when they're injured. He is going main building. Yeah. And at this point, with only 2 survivors left, he can go wherever he wants. I'm going to get him. Okay, they drop the pallet. They're going to have to leave. Okay, he runs into me as a desperation play, hoping I panic and teleport, which I am not going to. Fortunately, our Nightfall is ending right here, and she does get a heal off. Okay, so it should be a little bit hard to find. I don't know where Hatch spawns on this map. So I'm just going to kind of teleport around. Just going to keep my ears out, see if I can hear it. I don't hear it anywhere around here. I doubt she's going to go for the unhook. Might as well kick this just for a couple of points. I don't really care if I get to 4K. The 3K is what I consider a win. Is she going for it? She is not. I don't know what she's doing. Well, let me just get a little bit more points here from that super delayed hit. See, I'm telling you here, I know when they fix a lot of the bugs, they're probably going to miss that one, and it's just going to annoy me forever. And that Ace is really holding on here. He really does not want this girl to get Hatch. Oh, yeah, what am I doing? He's still alive. Of course they're not going to hear Hatch. It's not open yet. I was hoping she'd turn up. Okay, he's dead now. Hatch will be spawning. Okay, now we can start looking for Hatch. Oh, she found it right away, so she must have been right by it. Now, let's take a look what everybody brought. Yeah, a couple of maps were kind of useless. Oh, the Zarina had Distortion, so it's good that we didn't have any actual aura reading perks. I love running aura reading perks, and Distortion is not nearly as common now as it used to be. But Jagged Compass, oh, it's just so good. I just love it. It's just, you can always get value from it. Oh, and look at that. The Zarina actually had like a full-on heal build. So that would explain why that heal was so fast. So yeah, I mean, I guess if survivors bring a totally full healing build like this, it works pretty well against this combo, but apparently not well enough to win. But yeah, nice game. If you enjoy this combo, there's a few other perks that work well with it. Make Your Choice will expose the unhooking survivor when you're more than 32 meters away from the hook. As the Dredge, it's easy for you to teleport back to hook, so it's easy to take advantage of this perk while still interrupting that heal. Do be careful running this in this build though, as Make Your Choice will telegraph your plans to interrupt the heal, so it might not work quite as well. 2 other options available to you are also Scourge Hook perks. The slowdown from Scourge Hook Pain Resonance is almost free in this build, as Jagged Compass will eventually turn most hooks into Scourge Hooks. Scourge Hook Floods of Rage is free and works on the same principle as Gift of Pain, where you'll get it on every unhook with Jagged Compass. Info perks are also particularly strong on the Dredge too, so I'm always happy to run them. I appreciate the flood of likes and subscriptions lately, and they really help the channel out. But no matter whether you're a long-time watcher or it's your first time watching, I just have one thing to say to you. Thank you for watching.